Good morning, church. My name is Pastor Madison. I'm so glad that you're joining us today for day 6 of our fast. Today we'll be reading out of Mark chapter 6. And as I was reading through this, there are just a few things that stuck out to me. Just this idea throughout this whole chapter that God can do a lot through little things. And I want to read the story of when Jesus feeds the 5,000 and talk about how God can do so much with the little things. So let's start in Mark 6, starting in verse 30. The apostles returned to Jesus from their ministry tour and told him all that they had done and taught. Then Jesus said, "Let's go off by ourselves to a quiet place and rest a while." He said this because there were so many people coming and going that Jesus and his apostles didn't even have time to eat. So they left by boat for a quiet place where they could be alone. But many people recognized them and saw them leaving, and people from many towns ran ahead along the shore and got there ahead of them. Jesus saw the huge crowd as he stepped from the boat, and he had compassion on them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. So he began teaching them many things. Late in the afternoon, his disciples came to him and said, "This is a remote place, and it's already getting late. Send the crowds away so they can go to the nearby farms and villages and buy something to eat." But Jesus said, "You feed them." "With what?" they asked. "We'd have to work for months to earn enough money to buy food for all these people." "How much bread do you have?" he asked. "Go and find out." They came back and reported, "We have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish." Jesus told the disciples to have the people sit down in groups on the green grass. So they sat down in groups of 50 or 100. And Jesus took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looked up toward heaven, and blessed them. Then breaking the loaves into pieces, he kept giving the bread to the disciples so they could distribute it to the people. He also divided the fish for everyone to share. They all ate as much as they wanted, and afterward the disciples picked up 12 baskets of leftover bread and fish. A total of 5,000 men and their families were fed. As we read about this miracle that Jesus performs, we see that he did much with little beginnings. 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and he fed 5,000 people. Other places in this chapter, in the chapter of Mark 6, we see that God does amazing things with the little that we have, starting at the very beginning, just as a kind of a summary of what happened in the rest of the chapter. The chapter opens up and we see Jesus back in his hometown of Nazareth, and we see him rejected. The people there did not accept him. He came from a humble beginning, a small town, a little humble beginning, and yet great things were done from that. And then Jesus sends out the 12 disciples, and he sends them out and he says to them, "Go with just the clothes on your back. Don't bring any more." Just the little that they had, they went out and they were able to do miracles in Jesus' name. And God was able to work through them despite the little that they had. And then we see Jesus walking on the water, and just throughout this chapter, we see what God can do when we bring what little we have. I know I've come across many times in my life where I feel like I have so little to give God, whether that be my time or my talents. I feel that I don't have much to bring, that it's not worth giving to God my time because I don't have a lot of time, or I feel that I don't have a lot of time or my talents. So there are people who are better than me at things, and so how could I bring that? But this is such a powerful reminder that God can do great things when we give him the little that we have. Just the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish, and yet 5,000 people were fed. Jesus was able to perform a miracle because of the faith of that small beginning, that small provision, that willingness to bring what was had. All that they had, they brought before him, and that is when Jesus was able to perform this miracle. And so today, as you read through this chapter and as we continue in our fast, I encourage you to take time and reflect, what is that small thing that I have to give God? What is that small thing that I can bring to the table? And know that God is in that. He is in that small talent, that small amount of time. He is in that. And as you submit to Him, as you bring that to Him, He is able to do great things through that. But He's also with you when it feels like you only have a little. So I just encourage you to pray through that today. Just ask God, show me what you want from me. What little do I have to give to you, Lord? And bring that to Him. I thank you for joining us today. I am so excited that we are able to do this together. God bless you and enjoy that time that you have to press into God and what He has for you. Thank you.